Yes, it's still Rise and Shine Saturday, and we're beaming live from the beautiful hills of Ibiakra, giving you back-to-back entertainment gist, things that you really want to know about. And yes, the way why it is more interesting is that we have the Ame ball on that too. That's why we're here. So we always love to encourage you, be a part of the community, join the conversation. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We have phone numbers on our screen that you can always call to ask questions or to join in the conversation that we're having this morning. At this point, we are going to be having a great conversation and we have our guest on set. Let's talk a little bit of productivity and agriculture. We've seen that the APC-led administration under the governance of His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari have really tried to diversify into agriculture in the past 7 years. So let's see how some young people around have been doing well with agriculture. I'm going to do you the honors, Francis, of introducing our guest.
All right, as usual, join us for the first time. Welcome live on Rise and Shine set, live on Spectrum TV. Is a very young, vibrant man. He's a graduate from the University of Uyo, and of course, aside from being a graduate, he's a farmer. And back in those days, we used to think farmers have to dress in a particular way, they have to look a particular way, they have to be old people. But now we have
farmers
young
with
guys.
poor people.
Yes, now we have rich farmers, we have young farmers, and he's representing the younger generation of farmers. So join us and make welcome live on Spectrum TV for the first time, Mr. Aniebiet Antai, who he's the CEO Anti Farm. Woo!
Welcome to the set. How do you feel being here today?
Thank you very much. First of all, let me congratulate the management of this radio TV station. I think this is the very first time we have a private owned television station in Akwa Ibom State. So I want to congratulate the management and all the workers. Being here, I feel so excited, so glad. I believe it's one of my dreams beginning to fulfilled.
Oh.
Whereby I always speak to the world. They will hear me, and I will also motivate people to go into agriculture. Because you have said something, agriculture is not for the poor. I believe when we go there, we will discuss more.
We'll discuss more.
So good to have you. I like his foot through the door. I like how we
straight.
Yeah.
All right, so I've been privy to information about your work, your dreams and aspirations, and you're venturing into the business world, the agricultural world. So, but I'd like to come from the spot. What inspired you to even take up agriculture?
Okay, actually, I'm from Okwibogi to Low Government area. If you are conversant with that area, you know that we farm, we fish. So actually, I born into, let me say, farming, agriculture family. And secondly, what really motivated me most is passion. And secondly, is poverty. I always tell people that it's passion and poverty, because I always dream to have financial independence for myself and how to feed my family and have passion for agriculture. At times I will just sit and look at how goods like tomato, cucumber will be traveling for 1 week all the way from Katsina or the northern state to this state. Before it arrives, you no longer eat fresh fruits. So I always look at myself, say, wow, one day I'm going to be like Uncle Ben's of back then, where he was one of the biggest farmer of rice. So we're one of the biggest in crop cultivation, where I believe once I harvest today, it will get to the people in the South State the same day or the following day, and they will eat fresh fruit. So to carry it all, it was passion and poverty. This poverty, how to live a financially independent life where we will not stand at people's gates asking for money. Where also, whenever I see any needs in my community, I will remove my money and solve the needs, because that is one of the reasons we were created, to come on air to solve some other issues. So it was passion and poverty that motivated me into agriculture.
Wow, what did you study in school?
Actually, I have overheard him say, I'm a graduate. Well, I am undergraduate.
Okay.
Department of Political Science and Public Administration. But I'm currently following my passion. That one is a profession. But
then why didn't you study agriculture?
No, my second degree I will do agriculture. But I need to fulfill, because I've been longing to study political science, public administration. right from time. So my second degree, I will go into agriculture.
Oh wow.
I believe I will do that in the University of Agriculture, Michael Ukpara University,
Umudike.
Umudike.
Wow. You
So
know, it's just confirming when we talked about that the human capacity has room to be more than one thing.
Yeah.
So at some point he will express prowess in political sciences, and at other times, I mean, be a magnet in agriculture. Oh wow. So so far, how many years have you been into agriculture, and how has the business been?
I've been in this agriculture for 3 years. I started on one plot of land, just a small place. I think this was bigger than this room a little, where we have one plot of land where I started with, by God's grace, federal government COVID-19 loan. Because I've always longed to start my farm, but due to financial issues, I couldn't start up the work. By that, let me thank the President
Muhammadu Buhari.
Buhari government, because I didn't know anybody. I just applied for it. I got the loan. I'm getting the loan. There was a man that also supported me with 200,000 naira. With that, I ventured into farming, and I began to make some profit. So it has been a great journey from one plot of land to 1 hectare of land, from 1 hectare of land to 2 hectares. For now, I am in 4 hectares of land, where I have over 9 staff directly on my payroll. And I believe I also create indirect employment too, because those women coming to buy, those men coming to buy from me, taking it to the market, I also create employment opportunity for them. Because at the end of the day, we'll make 2,000 naira a day, 5,000 naira a day. Yeah, so it will help their family. So the journey has been great. You know that in every profession, there is a both positive and negative way. Even in this broadcasting profession now, you may have some difficulties in transmission. It does not mean you will stop practicing your profession. In medical field, a patient will die, doctor will not stop practicing. Let me say in aviation sector, we will have some aircraft crash, a pilot will not stop flying. So in the same way in agricultural field, we have a lot of challenges also. It does not mean I will stop practicing my profession. So it has not been so risky, but it has been very smooth moving here and there. I have my own negative side of the story. About last year, August, September, rain destroyed my 9 million naira tomato farm. Yeah, that's one of the experience. But I believe that kind of thing cannot happen again, because I've learned my lesson. There are things I don't do right, whereby when this thing happened, I have to know, okay, this was the error that I did. It wasn't flood. It was a rain, and the species that I bought, the species of tomato that I planted, was not good for our soil, yeah, which it couldn't withstand the stress. So that was how I had the issue that I had. So which of course that kind of thing cannot happen again.
Wow.
So we have so many challenges in the sector, in the area of, let me say, funding is very important. So throughout these 3 years, God has been marvelous for us in the Antias farm, where about every month, a month or two, we have harvest to make, like tomato, cucumber, and we are still rolling on our watermelon, which will soon be ready.
All right.
Okay.
So I know that one of the problems we've had over time for young people who want to venture into agriculture has been the problem of funding. And like you rightly stated, had it not been for the social investment scheme of the COVID-19 pandemic by the federal government, you probably would never have started your dream of venturing into agriculture. Now, how expensive is it to venture into agriculture? Let's even start from there before talking about funding.
Okay. Well, commercial farming is not cheap, and the poor cannot achieve food sufficiency. Funding is a problem for people in the south area of Nigeria, not a challenge for people in the northern part of the country, because their government there make available some funding which they fund agriculture properly. But in the south, because we have oil, we cannot fund agriculture. Successive government, present government cannot fund agriculture. So funding is never issue in the northern part of the country. It's only an issue in the southern part of the country. Commercial farming is very cheap. Subsistence farming is not cheap. In commercial farming, you don't expect to plant a plot of land. You will not even be able to feed the entire street like in Uyo. For you to be able to cultivate an hectare of land, you need so many things. You need borehole, you need irrigation, you need mulching, you need so many things that will range to about 3 million, 3.5 million for which you plant 1 hectare of tomato. So farming is not cheap, but farming is very encouraging because once you invest that money, you can have 2 times of that during
So
your
it's like 100%
yes,
haulage.
yes. Once you have invested, you can have 100% of that. What you have, what you invest, because the crops like tomato, that heals very well, and the real market is there, and it's fast selling, and the price is not stable, going up every day. You make your money. So farming is not really cheap. It's not cheap because even when I ventured, when the first time I moved to 1 hectare of land, well, let me also come thank him. My state house was a member, Honorable Gofre Basiri, the member is representing it too, recommended me for a loan of 1 million naira. That was when that was why when I wanted to move to an hectare of land. So after receiving that money, 1 million, and I thought it would be enough.
It would be enough.
He didn't carry me to anywhere. He didn't take me to anywhere. I have to let me still mention them because I see who them appreciation. The current commissioner for information and strategy in Akwa Ibom State, Comrade Nimebo. He recommended me again. I got 500,000 from Senate Bank. I couldn't plant entire 1 hectare because the money wasn't enough. I had to cut some portion that the money will carry and plant.
All right, so that means you've actually been able to get a lot of support and encouragement coming from different persons in the society. And you've talked about the fact that government funding in the southern region is not really forthcoming when it comes to agriculture. Now, in an administration, we know that the present administration of Governor Odo Emmanuel has oftentimes spoken about the need to diversify the economy of the Akwa Ibom state, and they're talking about agriculture. But we've had speculations and rumors or talks from the society that most times when government intervention for agriculture are being dished out, they don't get to the actual farmers. They don't get to the real people who are practicing farmers. They're rather given to politicians or cronies of politicians who do not invest those money into the proper farming practices. Now, would you be for this assertion or you're against it?
Well, I will not be all be against, but let me share based on my experience. Well, let me thank His Excellency the Governor. He may have a good heart for the people in the agricultural sector in the state, but I believe his foot soldiers are not doing well. Whenever things like that is being shared, it's being shared to political farmers, political group members. Because, for example, now after the next election, people will look for a way to, let me say, how do I put it, to reward their loyalists. So once everything comes in from the Ministry of Agri, from the federal government, either from the state government, they will put in members of those groups as farmers. For example, now they will give out fertilizers to farmers, boldly written on that back, not for sale. But whenever you go to your agri dealer shop to go and buy fertilizer, you go and see that fertilizer being sold for you. Or someone will call you, I have fertilizer, will you buy? And once you go, you know that this person is a member of one political group or the other. He said it was given to me by so commissioner, the government gave input to farmers. It's not to farmers. I've never gotten any for my 3 years of being a farmer. I've never gotten anything from the state government, from the government. All what I've gotten is my relationship with some people, personal relationship, like the likes of Nekamba, the Speaker of House of Assembly. My personal relationship with him, the former speaker who is now House of this member, right on one of your Banley. My personal relationship with them, Mr. Udiana Basi Udom, my personal relationship with them, not from the government angle. So all these things are being given to the political members group. If I'm to be the governor, if I'm to be any hate to the governor, that those responsibilities have been handed over to me, I will just go because that is my duty. That is what I've been paid for. Look for those that are practicing farmers, visit their farms, get their credentials, get everything, get all what they are doing. Let this thing go directly to them. That is when you are going to know who are these. They know. It's not as if they don't know. They know. They know. People in these states, people in government in Akwa Ibom State knows people that are doing practical farming. Because some of us, we share them on social media. We share them. They know us very well. So some of these things, political group members are always the beneficiaries of those government inputs.
Okay.
I will put that way.
All right. So what would you say that your greatest challenge has been, in your venturing into agriculture for the past 3 years? And how, that doing agriculture at the level that you are doing it, like you said, it's capital intensive. Now, one thing is farming, processing your harvested product is another thing. Now, let's talk a little bit of processing. How do you process your, harvest after you're done? And then that, which means you backtrack first to tell us a little bit of what you plant in very large quantities.
Okay, what I plant in very large quantities is tomato, fresh tomato, and cucumber. I have that in very large quantity. And how I process my goods is I don't take anything to the market. It's not even enough for the off-taker. It's when I have 100 basket of tomato, one person will off-take it. It's not even enough. Even every day, off-takers are calling me every day. People from outside, people that are doing business here, Igbo people that are doing business here. I don't take it. I create that division of labor. My own duty is to plant, harvest. You off-takers come in and off-take and go and sell. I don't take anything to the market. I don't give myself enough stress. All my duty is to plant, harvest. Off-takers, I will harvest today. You come in, off-take it, pay me my money, go and sell and make your profit. I don't get if they are selling 10,000 in the market. I'm selling 8,000 here. Someone have to make profit. I'm also making profit. You also go and make even that 1,000 naira. So I don't have any stress in selling my goods. Okay. Once a day for harvest, I will inform my off-takers I'm going to harvest today. They come in. After harvest, they pick it, everything, and pay me my money.
So, tomato and cucumber right now.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to diversifying into other crops?
Yeah, with funding. My focus now is vegetables. With funding, I can go into even onions, every other crops.
No, let me come from here. There have been this assumption that some fruits, some kind of seeds do not thrive in our side of the land, in a kind of environment. Now, what are those crops, those kinds of vegetable, like you've mentioned cucumber, you've mentioned fresh tomatoes. You've also mentioned within the course of our conversation that you are looking towards bringing up your first batch of watermelon. Now, I know that watermelon happens to be one of the things that we consume a lot in recent times in this part of the world, but we don't really see people planting that. So does our land, our soil, our environment supports those kind of vegetables growing or being grown?
Yes, our land selects seeds. So there are types of seeds you cultivate here. Like that tomato that I told you about. There are some crops, there are some seeds that you plant here, it will withstand stress because you know that we have some rainfall here. So there are some crops that will withstand that rainfall. There are some that will not withstand. Like that cucumber, any types of cucumber can grow here. But in the case of tomato, not all types, they may grow during harvesting period. You will notice some crack on them. No matter how you are giving them calcium, they will see crack and you will not make your profit. In the area of watermelon, it is one particular watermelon that is very, very, very much good in our soil. I won't promote any company by mentioning it.
Definitely.
So that watermelon is very good. It's very good for our soil. So there are a lot of species that is not good for our soil, whereby if you take it in northern part, it will be for their soil. So those people are very right.
Okay, so because we are out of time for this particular interview, I'd like to ask you as a person, as an Akwa Ibomite and as a Nigerian, what are your hopes for agriculture in the next few years?
Actually, my hope is that I would like to see young men go into agriculture, but at the same time, they cannot go with you cannot just take paper and go into agriculture. They will use money and venture into agriculture. And agriculture is not for the poor. It's not only the poor that can go into farming. You as a young man, I have seen some young graduates who study agriculture, getting credentials, looking for what to do, whereby you have been taught in your school what to do. This, our own starting institution, they only do theory part of it, no practical. Because I've thought about three graduates who graduated from the Department of Agriculture now to farm. So young people should move into agriculture. I'm hoping I've trained about 50 people so far, and they are doing very well in the area of farming. So they can move into agriculture. You start small and you grow big.
So training is another angle which you use in making money.
Yes, you have to have a mentor. There was a time I was doing free training, but I realized people were not so serious about it. So now I will charge you and I will show you everything. And people that I've shown, they are doing very well. There's one woman here. it should be somewhere 1,000 unit a day in Urwan.
Okay.
So she has been farming, but she didn't make any profit until when I was contacted. Only showed her a few things, go and do it. A few days ago, she called me. I've never experienced this kind of harvest before. Because you must have a mentor. You must undergo some training. Agriculture is not for quack. So you have to undergo some procedures. So I'm hoping to see a lot of youths moving into agriculture and also making money. I'm also expecting to see some government helping in funding agriculture in the proper way, not by presenting 50,000, 100,000, a whole government to someone to go and venture into agriculture. 100,000 cannot plan this place. Cannot plan this. I'm looking at government giving out grants or loans, single-digit loans. For example, now government will say, okay, I'm giving out farmers 5 million naira single-digit loan.
Okay.
When you give us, for us to go and plant a crop like tomato, that you know that it takes 3 months for harvest. When other okay, it is 3 months, you call off-takers, also give them loan, like 2 million naira loan, whereby they will use that money of take our crop and go and sell and make money. Give us this loan. Get all our information, our BVN, this, every of our credentials. Let us venture and see what we are going to do in this state. Said, we are going, crops, fruit will be everywhere.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Nietia. You've been very forthcoming. We appreciate you coming on the Rise and Shine show. We look forward to having you again to talk more about agriculture and youth employment in Akwa Ibom State. But that's the size of our package. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we will be returning with our artist of the week, who will be joining us all the way from River State virtually. Stay with us.